Cincinnati. Today, a good battle in the AFC. It's the New York Jets and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals fans, please welcome your 2025 Cincinnati Bengals.
Mike Tirico with my partner Greg Olson, the veteran Nick Folk to get this one started. Off we go from Cincinnati. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran, still go, former Super Bowl MVP, comeback player of the year in 2023. It's Joe Flacco.
You know, it's funny how time flies, Mike, and we won't call him old. We'll just call him experienced. And here's a guy who's been doing this for a really long time at a high level, and he's going to hope that some of that experience works in his favor today. And when he plays well, this is proving to be a really hard team to beat.
And he'll take it for 4 yards on the game's first play.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Second and 5. The tight end Fant in motion. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
I think he got away with one there, Mike. I thought with the way the defender had him covered, I was actually surprised he didn't move off to his next progression. He threw that into some really tight coverage, and he's lucky that ball wasn't picked.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll air one out for Higgins. Incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
So I don't hate this call, Mike. You think it's 3rd and short, everyone's at or near the line of scrimmage. There's a lot of green grass downfield in the passing game. Traditionally, though, I'm a little more comfortable with this call when you've made the decision that even if it falls incomplete, you're going for it on 4th down. So I don't love 3rd and short, bomb, punt. I do love 3rd and short. Okay, you fail. I'm going to go for it on 4th down.
So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback. Plays college ball at Virginia Tech. It's Tyrod Taylor.
Now, this is the type of quarterbacks that just give defensive coordinators nightmares. They stay up all night thinking, okay, what is the best way to defend him? Do we treat him as a runner? Do we treat him as a passer? And I think that's really where the most stress comes in, Mike, is you want to make sure you don't let him kill you with his legs downfield as a runner, but it's also his ability to extend plays as a passer that really creates a lot of stress on your back-end coverage, and that's where those big plays can come. So it's a big challenge. They know it. We'll find out early on what the plan is.
And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Back to throw is Taylor. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And it is recovered by the Bengals.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put an end to this drive.
The Bengals offense ready to see the football for the second time. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. Now, faking the give. Short one here to Hudson. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Second and 2.
There's no more
At the
efficient
6-yard
play
line.
in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Higgins sent in motion. Here's Flacco. This one caught at the 4. And he'll take it on in. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bengals will take a 7-0 lead.
Bengals 7, Jets nothing.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. On the return, here comes one loop. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jets offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They're trying to hold on to the football this time. Had the fumble on the opening possession, which led to a touchdown. So they trail early as they get it back 1st and 10. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Trying the left side, here's Hall. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Taylor looking to throw. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
3rd and long. Now, Taylor. He gets this one complete to Reynolds. A gain of 15. Well done. Facing 3rd and 14, they pick it up.
First down. A gain of 15. And the Jets first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball, Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
This one caught by Lazard. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Looking deep for Lazard. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there.
Automatic first down.
The defense still arguing about that interference call, but their focus needs to be a stop. They face 1st and goal. Hall is into the end zone for a Jets touchdown.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Jets will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. Here's Flacco to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Harrison Phillips getting in there to drop him. It'll be a loss of 7 to start this drive.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll run here with Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
So now that's 2 consecutive plays where they end up going backwards. So a sack, a negative run. The biggest thing you have to avoid in the NFL are these negative plays, because now it puts all of the pressure on a 3rd and pass situation. And when a defense can play you one-dimensional, it is a big challenge for any offense.
Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3-and-out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
possession of the football. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Throwing, Taylor gets that one to the veteran Lazard.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Again, here's Hall, and he's going to have that first down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line.
And the Jets, first down. A gain of 7. First down, New York.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
And it was really the pressure that threw that play off, Mike. I mean, he tries to counter the blitz by going to the quick game, which is fine, but it just seemed like they weren't necessarily on the same page and results in a drop.
2nd and 10. The RPO, that one is complete. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to.
Taylor loses the football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
So, on 4th down, Austin McNamara is going to come in here to punt. Charlie Jones, deep to return. Good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Bengals offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Set up to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
Of the receiver's outstretched arms, it is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And 3rd down coming up.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to...
This drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
The Bengals ready to punt this one away, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Jets offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. On the give, it's Hall. And they'll take this down inside the 35. 17 yards on that play. Good for a Jets first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense. They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
He'll get this out wide, and he'll be out of bounds down at the 15-yard line. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Taken down at the 14-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Hall. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
Tackled by Demetrius Knight. A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Taylor. That is caught, and they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll run. It's home. Not much happening there. Just a short game.
Brought down just shy of the goal line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal, as we are ready to get back underway. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
Line of scrimmage to the 4. It's 3rd down and goal. To throw is Taylor.
close, 3rd and goal. I think that's a really good decision. Give your coach the ability to make a decision on 4th down. Do you take the points, or do you keep your offense out there and go for 6?
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. Folk's kick is good. And the Jets will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Bengals offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll motion the slot man right. Flacco. That's complete. It's Yosibov. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 6. Throwing, Flacco. He'll air one out for Higgins. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown.
So in those one-on-one situations, Mike, so often the quarterbacks love attacking those guys in single coverage. The problem is, if you're not perfect with your ball placement and your timing, and that defensive back gets his hands on the ball, there's no one around to make the tackle, and he's off to the races.
Now, Folk on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Jets will get out in front 17-7.
17. Bengals 7.
After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. A return now from the 4. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense are going to get set to take over once more. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. To throw is Flacco. He's going to look downfield once again. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
Short one there to his tight end, Vance. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Flacco to throw. He gets that to his big target, Vance. It'll be a pickup of 10, and the Bengals going to have a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So just think, I mean, a couple minutes ago, we see a pick 6. I mean, the last thing you want to do is on the next time you step in the huddle is go 3 and out. So that's a big conversion. Now they got to find a way to get some of this momentum back, go down and get some points, and let everybody move past that pick 6 we saw in the last possession. He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
The tight end Fant in motion. Now Flacco. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Third and 1.
It's going to be third. They need 1. They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this fourth down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Here it is on fourth down. And he's not going anywhere. Stuck behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
Is a turnover on downs.
The Jets offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. First and 10. They give to Hall. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
From the 48-yard line, here's second and 5. Handoff. Here comes Hall. Not a whole lot there as he'll work it down to the 46. Demetrius Knight there on the tackle. Going to get a stoppage here. We have an injured Bengal on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Third down and 3. Here's Taylor. He'll try to run for it. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Jets first down. It's a gain of 10.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. He'll step up and run this. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a first down.
16 yards. And the Jets, first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
Tackled by Daxton Hill. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 18-yard line.
2nd down, they need 7. On the option, here's Hall. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
3rd down and 9. Back to throw is Taylor. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jets add on to their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bengals offense ready to take over once more. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll find Chase. That's complete. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
It's a gain of
16 yards on the game. And a quick first down.
Bengals, first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his first catch here with that one, and they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
A carry here for Brown. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 2 nice play calls here to kick off the drive. 15 more on that one.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second
A
down.
loss of a yard.
Well, as
Brings
been
up
the case this
second and
entire
11
first half, it's
at the
been the
45-yard
defense that's
line.
really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Here's Flacco. This one complete to Higgins. And they'll take this down inside the 35. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
To the left side, caught by Chase. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's 13 more on that play, and quickly another first down.
21-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. Catch left side is made by Higgins. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a first down in this spot. Here's a run. A short game. Down to the 7.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning.
It's now 3rd and goal.
2 minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. This is the 8th play of this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Here comes the blitz as the blitz gets there, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession.
And goal.
Fourth down, and the Bengals will bring in Evan McPherson for the field goal try. Officially, it's a 36-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good, and the Bengals will cut into that lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
McPherson now, after making the field goal, is set to kick this one off. Davis now to return it. And he is stopped. That's 25. The drive will begin there. The Jets offense ready for this next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work trying to add to it. It begins with first down. Taylor looking to throw. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
Now, Taylor. And he's going to somehow manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. But that's it. It'll be third down. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. Throwing, Taylor. Oh, this pass was dialed in right now. They get him again. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their second, as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Here's Austin McNamara now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Bengals offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Here's Flacco to throw. That one down the field, but it is incomplete. Sauce Gardner, as good as they come. There to knock that one away.
You know, it's hard to speculate, Mike. We sit up here and we try to just interpret and assume what's going on in the minds of the players and the minds of the coaches, but they seem to me to be a little bit rattled. All these negative plays have really started to pile up in the first half.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second. They'll talk things over before third down. They bring Chase in motion. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. Jets are going to use their third and final timeout here, as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming.
Let's go, baby! Big play, big play.
Here's the punter now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. First down throw there is incomplete.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. He'll drop the throw. They'll set up the screen to Hall. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Give them 13 on that screenplay and a first down.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
And he's going to be shoved out of bounds after a gain of only a couple.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Taylor. This one taken in by Reynolds. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
It's a gain of 6.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
He's done his man, complete to Johnson. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on third down.
First down.
Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you. Second half drawing near. So good to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Davis. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
First and 10.
The Jets offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's a loss of a yard.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
To throw is Taylor. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
That's a gain of 8.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
They'll throw here on third and short. On now comes the punt team for the Jets. Now fair catch, he'll take it at about the 24-yard line. The Bengals offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. On the arc RPO. It's a throw, and it's Higgins. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
3rd down, they need 5. Flacco. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. A pickup of 12 yards. It's a Cincinnati 1st down.
The Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Flacco to throw. That's into the hands of Yosibas. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. They're locked in on this drive. 2nd connection for that pair. This one gaining 22.
1st and 10.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
This one caught by Chase. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Higgins sent in motion. To throw is Flacco. That's complete. It's Yosibas. And they'll get him down inside the 5-yard line. It's 1st and goal coming up.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Brown trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. That would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
They'll run. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Chase Brown, touchdown Cincinnati. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
On is McPherson for the extra point. gets it to go. And the Bengals are back within a field goal. The lead is 3.
Bengals 17.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Davis now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
First and 10.
So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. To throw is Taylor. Taking off. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Here's Taylor. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. Complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 19-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Flacco. Time again. Another one to Higgins. It's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Now Flacco to the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and There's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one, and it's going to be third down.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike, and that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The Bengals out and ready to punt. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Jets offense make their way out to take over once more. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I've seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
He'll try the right side with Hall. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Now this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Here's 3rd and 7. He'll look to throw. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's going to get this close to a first down, but he's out of bounds a yard short, and that's going to make it 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Throwing, Flacco. There's the big tight end bench. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
An 8-yard
third overall
It's
pick,
now third
Quinnen
down.
Williams. In for the sack. It is a loss of 8, and now it's third down. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They need one right now. Third and long. Now they'll set up to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first down. It'll bring up fourth down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start first and 10. Reynolds is the motion man here. That is caught out wide on the RPO. And he'll be run out of bounds. That's a good game on first down. They pick up 7 yards.
That is on 9-yard line.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
They get 15 on that game. And the Jets have a first down.
And the Jets, first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Hall. And he's got some space. Up past the 30 to about the 32-yard line. A pickup of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Second down, they need 3. Another run here with Hall. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's third down.
It's a gain of a yard.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker, and they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Hall, a first down and more. 18 yards on the pickup there and a first down.
That's good for a Jets first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
Open is the tight end Rucker. And they'll take this down inside the 35. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone.
He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes. B.J. Hill getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Throwing, Taylor. This one caught by Lazard. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
So often, sacks, especially on first down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from second and long to third and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on third, don't be surprised if they go for it on fourth.
He gets this one complete to Reynolds. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge first down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
And they continue to churn out first downs. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple-possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
Trying to create some space, but will not find much. He'll get a yard. They'll mark it at the 3.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on first and second down. The last thing you want is to be in third and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Reese Hall, touchdown, New York. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Folks, extra point is good. And the Jets will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Bengals offense and Joe Flacco getting ready for the next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Here's Flacco to throw. Throw across his body is complete. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Nice way to start the drive here. Really good protection by the guys up front. Good decision by the quarterback to find his read. Ball's accurate, ball's on time. Now they're able to start this drive and get on the move the right way.
They find Brown out of the backfield. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up second and
Great
3
example of first
at the
down efficiency. You
46-yard
don't always
line.
have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 3. Now, faking the give. This one, downfield, taken in by Higgins.
It's a gain
They'll
of
have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
For a Bengals first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you?
Oh, the ball's out. The Jets have got it. He's to the 40, to the 20. A big play from the defense as they get the ball out, and they do something with it, too. A long return to set up terrific field position.
Every defender's dream, Mike, is to scoop and score. Well, in this case, he was able to do the scoop. He wasn't quite able to get the score, but nonetheless, that is a big return and a game-changing play by this defense.
The Jets offense ready to come back out for this next possession, and they'll have a chance to put this one to bed. They begin 1st and goal.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Now back at the 4 for 2nd and goal. One more time, they give it to Hall. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
And goal to go.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And he overshot his man out of the end zone. That one's incomplete.
It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Three for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Jets will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Big play next drive.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. Charlie Jones now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to take over once again.
Their own 26-yard line.
That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
Back to the air once more on second down. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. Call it a gain of 13. And the Bengals going to have a first down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
And this is incomplete, but it looked like that defender got a head start. Let's check the call.
Still first down.
So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. On the ground, it's Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
A little surprising to see them keep the ball on the ground, especially given the situation, Mike. I mean, you're trailing. You haven't had a lot of success running the ball up until this point. They need chunk plays. They need to score, and they need to score fast.
Flacco to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. This one, deep downfield for Chase. That one is batted away, incomplete. No separation that time, tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
That is caught, finding Higgins. A gain of 11 there as the decision pays off.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
To throw is Flacco. Short throw, caught by Sample. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll drop to throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and you're able to convert.
To the left side, caught by Chase. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. It'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Jets' 20-yard line.
Take it to him.
Here's 2nd down and 3. On play action, he'll set up to throw. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Noah Fant was the intended target.
To go.
And now it's going to be third down.
Pick it up.
Receiver in motion, going right. They'll throw here on third and short yardage. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. Now a deep ball toward the end zone. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step one. The offense did their job, get this thing back within one possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
McPherson now for the PAT. The kick is good, and the Bengals are back within 6.
The score, Jets 30, Bengals 24.
A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now, Taylor. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their second. They get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth.
At the Bengals' 35-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Taylor. He takes off. A gain there of 23 yards. Good for a Jets first down. So now the Bengals use their third and final timeout, and they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So this one a win for the visiting Jets. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.